At the southern cape of my town, Munish, there still stands a 100-year-old lighthouse that was built by the white men who came to this place 2 centuries ago. They stayed long and worked tirelessly to convert our culture to their ways, but they ultimately failed through violence. The frigid temperatures we knew couldn't be tolerated by the inexperienced white men. As a sort of last hurrah, they constructed a glaringly ugly lighthouse for the reason that the unsuspecting sailors might wreck their ships here if there was no guidepost. But we all knew the real reason was that when they had the reinforcements, they could easily locate Munish again. My ancestors took it upon themselves to destroy the beacon for that reason, and they did. For a long time, life for them was good. The white men never returned, the lighthouse was vacant, and Munish remained happily secluded. However, this changed on the day that the lighthouse beacon, despite being wrecked, inexplicably flickered back to life and lit a clear path over the sea for the white men to follow. Munish panicked, and a small heroic group traveled to the southern cape and entered the lighthouse with the singular goal of eliminating the problem. In the town, every individual witnessed the light die again. It was a startling moment, for the joy and relief that should have been felt was eerily misplaced. An appalling silence drowned everything. The men who carried out the heroic act of destroying the lighthouse never returned. In their honor, an annual festival was founded on the day of their deaths. The very next year, on the day before the festival, the light returned. Again, the town fell into fearful madness, and a handful of brave warriors followed the path of the fallen men from the prior year. For the third time, the lighthouse dimmed, and the men did not return to celebrate. Rumors were propagated after that, many suggesting that an evil spirit had possessed the lighthouse, and that it had taken the heroes for destroying its beacon. The rumors became ingrained into the culture, and soon the tales of Ning, the abominable creatures said to dwell within the lighthouse, were commonplace in Munish. They were so well known, in fact, that the following year the light came back again, and no one offered themselves to douse it, out of fear of the Ning. Days passed, and the light shone on. No white men arrived, but the light continually grew stronger and took on a greenish hue. In the span of a week, several individuals had alarmingly ended their own lives by lying nude in the tundra away from their house. A terribly slow, grisly way to die. Inaction was the primary policy until several more villagers went berserk and threw themselves from the icy cliffs, the ones located beside the lighthouse. After much argument and many difficult decisions, the village sent multiple unwilling men to do the deed. Minutes later, the horrific greenness died, and the men were nowhere to be found. For a century, this trend continued, with each year growing increasingly tense for the townspeople. No longer were there any volunteers, but instead the village chief selected unfortunate sacrifices. All the while, the mystery of the lighthouse and the supposed Ning was never resolved. The light returned 2 days ago, in fact. As it happens, I am the next in line to die.